What's going on, y'all? I'm here to talk about the changes I've made to Greedent for my ROM hack. But before I get into any of the buffs and changes you see on your screen, I do want to have a couple quick disclaimers for any new viewers. First of all, shout out to you. Appreciate you clicking on the video. Second of all, as you can see, so moves in this hack are totally reworked, right? So when you're done with this video, I highly recommend don't click off now because it'll mess up my watch time. Please don't do me like that. But um, yeah, you can click the description down below, and there is a link to the Google Sheet where you can look at the move guide. I have all of the move buffs and changes organized in super big, great detail. So give that a look, and then also if you're new, I recommend you pause and then give the description a read. It's got a lot of bullet points that'll explain the basics of the ROM hack, how it's balanced, how the difficulty is, all that really important stuff that I don't have time to cover in all these individual videos. So yeah, give that a look. And with that all being said, this music feels kind of loud. I can talk about Greedent. So Greedent is cool. There are a lot of other pure normal types that I have to balance around one another. Specifically Greedent, like his abilities, I have to make sure they don't overlap with like Snorlax or other like fat pure normal types, right? Um, so that's also, for example, why Snorlax won't have Appetite despite it fitting very well. Snorlax will have its own cool shit. Don't get it twisted. He'll have a really cool another ability involved around eating that's exclusive, actually I think almost exclusive or signature to him, and he'll have recycle, which is limited distribution, blah 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 blah. So don't worry about Snorlax. But Greedent, obviously, as you guys know, his whole thing is about eating. He's also said to be very slow and dim-witted, which is why Unaware fits very well. Um, like it's a bit slow-witted, so it doesn't notice the loss. So Unaware, very fitting ability choice. Now the music feels too quiet, man. I might be tripping, bro. Anyway, so Fluffy with this thing is insane bulk, right? So Fluffy is incredible. Of course, it only works for contact moves, so a lot of other physical moves won't be. I mean, 120, 95, 95 is already great bulk without a Fluffy. Like, that's already insanely fat, let alone with Fluffy. And then, yes, it does give you an additional fire weakness, but you can always just switch off of Fluffy if you desperately need to switch in on a fire move for that specific boss fight, because all Pokemon in this hack are balanced around switching their abilities constantly throughout the game. That's how every single Pokemon is balanced. So. While Fluffy might seem like the quote-unquote best, the other two are. I mean, so Appetite is great, number one, just for Spadef, because Fluffy only affects Fizdef. So Appetite, you can use Moringa Berry, switch in on any special move, and then you get +2 Spadef, and that's insane. That's very, very, very good in an in-game context, especially because it's so easy to predict what's going to happen. So getting those berries with Appetite is great, and then especially once you get Engorged later in the game, Appetite becomes insane because you instantly eat your berries, so you can use like lychee berry appetite or key berry appetite, whatever. Any berry plus appetite gives you +1 defenses plus double that berry. So with key berry you get +3 defense and +1 spadef, for example. That's just one example. And of course Engorge also works well with Fluffy, but Fluffy still has those obvious downsides. You can even use key berry appetite if you need to switch in on a non-contact. If you really need to wall physical attacker that is not using contact moves, which there's a good amount of non-contact physical moves still. So it's still nice to have that. Or if you need to like take on a physical fire type mon, so then you can run Appetite with Key Berry instead. So yeah, the main uses of Appetite I would say is Moringa Berry, a little bit of Key Berry, and then also like Citrus Berry is great on him. Lychee Berry is also good, and you can also do some funny like Pataya Berry, Belch stuff, and all this other stuff which I'll get into. So Belch is normally a TM, and I don't like to have overlap between TMs and level ups because level ups are already very crowded. But in this context, I figured it's okay because it's not ever using Belch once you get the 5 badges anyways, so I think it's cool. Like, it's a very fitting move, given that their whole thing is like eating berries, storing berries. So giving them early Belch is really cool because Belch gives you +1 special attack each time you click it now. So essentially you can, Squirvet is very fast. You can click Belch and, your special attack is only 20 points lower than your physical attack. So you can definitely take advantage of Belch super early on and boost up your special attack a bunch, and it's a cool move. And you've also got stuff like Swift and Snore and Disarming Voice and a couple other special moves early on. So main thing is just spamming Belch though. Also, man, Terra Poison would be so good on this because you get Black Sludge, which is double leftovers now. So that would be super super dope. Sorry, give me 1 second. I gotta clear my throat, bro. All right. So Squirrelbit also has Hustle because his whole thing. I mean, first of all, squirrels are super quick, and this little guy looks like he can be pretty quick, and he's all like the whole thing with Hustle is like he's enthusiastic, whatever. So this guy's like rushing around to get berries 24/7. He's just constantly hunting for berries, right? He's anxious about getting hungry. He's just becomes uneasy if there's ever no berries. So Hustle fits it very well. And then Hustle is also great because early game wide lens is available after the beginning of the game, and you can slap a wide lens on with your 95 base speed. Wide lens is now buffed, so that way with Hustle, moves won't miss. So, for example, Headbutt, Pluck, Hoodwink, you know, Physical Grass Knot, Thief, all these moves will not miss with wide lens if you slap that on your Squobit with Hustle. And 55 base attack might seem underwhelming, but with Hustle, it's significantly stronger. It's like base 90 something at least. I'm too lazy to do the math right now, but I know it's definitely strong. So that's good, and you are pretty quick for early game. So yeah, you've also got, you know, your reliable good old slack off and stuff like that. Stockpile, blah blah blah. They also have exclusive Super Fang later in the game, which is a really good utility like flinch option. They do have priority, so I opted not to give them quick attack. I know somebody might comment, why not give them quick attack? I had a whole fucking debate in my group chat about like whether or not to give a quick attack, because they were like, it was like a whole back and forth. Personally, I don't see it at all on Greedent. I do see it on Squelvet, and there have been a lot of cases where I give the pre-evolution, like for example, Accelerock Pupitar fits very, very well based on the dex entries, or like Carkol and Roly-Coly with, you know, Accelerock and Pyrodash. Meanwhile, Colossal and Titar make like no sense to use those moves, but it's just the nature of evolving. However, those mons are kept up until like, you know, level 40, 45. Squelbit is level 20, so to me it feels kind of lame to have that move only fit the baby when he evolves early anyway. And I don't know, I just don't really like it very much on them. Also why I opted not to give them like first impression and stuff, which most mons in this game get. So yeah, that's why I chose not to do that. Also, I didn't give them Tail Slap, did I? Slap that on level 3. No, sorry, not level 3, level 8. They should totally have Tail Slap. Not that it's really ever going to be used that much. I mean, loaded dice could be good, but it's pretty slow, so... Anyway... Fluffy's also incredible on Squelvet. 70-40 bulk with Fluffy early game is super, super tanky. Obviously, Greedent is like absurdly bulky, but even 40 defense with Fluffy is insanely tanky. And he's got a very good HP stat for early game. It's very high. So that's super fun. Let me also write down. Actually, I'll just do it on stream so I don't fucking forget, because I know I'm gonna forget otherwise. Hold on, Squelvet. Sorry guys, I know I should not be doing this on stream, but. Stream. This is man. I'm streamer brained, bro. I'm recording. Hold on, guys. 2 seconds. I should not be doing this. Come on. Pummel. All right, there we go. Tail slap. So yeah. I'll try to talk while I do it. I don't know. Like they've got tons of good coverage as always. Even stuff like stab, like Whiplash at level 39 is really nice because. It drops defense, so you can use that. Oh, I was trying to cover the priority moves that they do get, yeah. So I do see them with Befuddle and Seed Shot because those two aren't based on how fast you can move. For example, like Power Dash, Aqua Jet, Accelerock, Quick Attack, like those are based on you moving physically fast. Meanwhile, something like Befuddle is like Shadow Sneak, you know, Befuddle, Shadow Sneak, Creeping Strike, stuff like that is based on almost like sneaking up on them or making them lower their guard. So that makes sense for them to learn. And they, you know, of course, the whole thing about them is like they act cute and then they, you know, whatever. So Befuddle, really cool. It's basically very, very Shadow Sneak, right? Seed Shot is another one of the types of priority, I guess, where it like shoots the thing fast or it does the thing fast, like Ignite, Water Gun, you know, shit like that. Leaf Flurry, like it doesn't have anything to do with the user itself being fast. It's just the attack is fast. So Seed Shot is good in that regard, and I also think it's obviously very fitting, the whole berry thing they got going on. Same with Pluck. That's why I threw on Pluck. So I think that's cool, especially just for some coverage early on, but even, you know, to take berries. Also, Pluck plus Appetite is a really cool combo because you can steal their berry and get double the effect on top of your own berry, which is super, super sick. I love that. Very fun tech that you can definitely take advantage of, especially early on when berries are more common on the AI. They'll still be used into the end game, but much more common on the early game boss fights with the berries. So that's super fun. Belly Drum is Belly Drum, and I don't really give a fuck about it. Setup might end up getting a soft ban put on anyways, but if you did get like Terra Grass or Terra Fury, then Belly Drum can definitely go crazy with your 2 priority moves there. I also think Terra Grass or Terra Fairy is cool in general because of the fact that you get like a lot of grass and very strong physical grass and fairy moves. So that's a pretty cool Terra type. Any Terra type is good, obviously. Of course, that's just the nature of how this works. But yeah, I was covering earlier, but Whiplash is good because it drops defense, so you can run like a full bulk Appetite or Fluffy set and then click Whiplash and just whittle them down because it's 90 power and it's dropping defense guaranteed each time. So you can just spam Whiplash, slack off, and just stall things and then whittle them down that way. Double Edge is just a nice strong move. So 95 attack is actually pretty good, especially when you have all these coverage moves and strong stab moves early on. You know, you've got your Giga Impact as TM, which is 150 power, physical, normal type Draco Meteor, that's super strong. So you get tons of really cool tools there. And Gorge is honestly very early, relatively speaking. I could have put it later, but it's cool. I think it's like a very fitting move. I mean, he's literally the stuffed cheeks Pokemon, right? So I could honestly maybe even put it a little bit earlier if I really wanted to, but I think I'll leave it as it is for now, because, I mean, Fluffy is so, it's so fat. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It's very straightforward. Just tanky, strong, and incredibly good utility. So Unaware, yeah, as I was trying to say earlier, Unaware is really good in this hack because the AI will actually be using setup a good amount. So the PP of setup is nerfed, so the AI can abuse it better. Not to mention they'll have like AI only exclusive setup moves or boosting options. So being able to counter those whenever you need to is really useful to have. So that's also a fun ability to swap between as you go throughout the game with your Greedent. You know, for certain matchups you'll want to slap on Unaware. That's really about it though. Thank you for listening. Let me know in the comments down below. Excuse me, what you think. There are a couple other things I could touch on. I guess like I can touch on Acid Reflux. That's a really cool utility move for them. That drops Spit F by 2 and poisons. So that's good with like slack off stuff. Or I didn't give them a switch move. I was debating on U-turn, but like I see it on Squelvet, but that's the whole quick attack thing, right? Where it's like you can see Squelvet moving quickly like that, but not Greedent really. So I ended up just not giving a switch move. It's fine. Not everything needs one. It's nice. I do it when I can, but it's not always gonna work out. So yeah, let me know if you made it to the end. Shout out to you if you did. I really do appreciate that. And I'll be back for more videos coming up. Peace.